Oh, yeah, we got a minute to go. Yeah. It's not
Hey,
quite.
Louis, John Burke, huh, with the write-in ballots.
John Burke.
You're good to go.
All right. Hello, everyone. It's 6:15. Can we have roll call, Michelle?
Mr. Lawton,
Here.
Mr. Cologne,
Here.
Mr. Coutu,
Here.
Mrs. Saint-Amand,
Here.
Mr. DiMartino.
Oops, I don't see Joe.
He is.
Thought I just saw him.
He's on.
Yeah.
Joe, can you unmute yourself if you're on?
I don't think he's muted.
He's not muted.
Okay. Oh, that's right. We would see the little.
Yeah.
I'm going to call him.
I think we can start here. We have enough people to start, and then we can just get him in on the other side, guys.
Okay.
We do, and I do want us to like kind of move because we have a short executive session.
All right, let's roll. See you later.
Okay.
ya.
Bye, everybody.
Make a motion to go. Oh, okay.
Do we need a motion to go into it?
Yes, I make the
Yeah.
motion.
All
Second.
right, Audrey's not here.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Here.
Okay. Mrs. Saint-Amand,
Here.
Mr. DiMartino.
Here.
Thank you. Lou, can you read the mission statement for us, please?
Sure. Thanks for the heads up. The West Warwick Public Schools, in partnership with the entire community, is dedicated to providing all learners with access and opportunity to a challenging, comprehensive education while developing 21st century skills in a safe, personalized learning environment.
Thank you. Rainey,
Thank
can you lead us into the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Yes. I pledge allegiance
Pledge allegiance
to the flag
Flag.
of the United States of America and to
And
the
to the
republic
republic
for which it stands,
Stands.
one nation,
One nation, under God,
indivisible,
indivisible, with
with
liberty.
liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. We have a motion to seal the executive session minutes.
I'll make a motion.
Motion
Second.
by Rainey, second by Joe. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Boom, 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 boom. Superintendent's report.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Nice to see everybody and everybody in the audience. Thanks for joining us tonight. Obviously, the hot topic is COVID-19 and our continued experience with that in the district. And as you know, over the past couple of weeks in particular, the cases have surfaced in the school as expected. And it's really ramped up in the last couple of days. So first and foremost, I want to thank everybody in the school department that's been part of this team to gather information, work together, communicate. We've got a really well-oiled system down in the district right now in terms of once we find out we have a positive case, we have to get classroom rosters, we have to get seating charts, bus seating charts, lunchroom seating charts. So there's a lot of information, class rosters, who might be close contacts, a ton of information we have to upload and get to the Department of Health. And when they get it, they assign a case investigator who goes through, then they contact us. Becky Handy, I've mentioned before, is our medical point person to the Department of Health and has been a godsend. She spends hours every day on the phone with the Department of Health. Sometimes she's on hold for hours at a time. So we just want to, again, publicly thank Becky and everybody on the team. The principals spend most of their day right now doing this type of information gathering, and they still have to run their schools. So this has been, to say, above and beyond a normal school day in terms of functioning and gathering information for the Department of Health. So I just want to start out by saying thank you to everybody, to all the directors, all the principals, and to Becky Handy for your work on this. So right now, and this is just the in-person cases, in other words, people that come to school, either teachers or kids that report to school, either on a hybrid model or a 4-day-a-week model, not people that don't come to school. We're up to 28 confirmed cases. Now, this is a moving target, and we had 5 additional new cases today. So by the time I get off this call, there could be more. So again, these numbers are going to really be fluid. They're district-wide in terms of they've been present at every level, elementary, middle, and high. For the most part, they've been at the middle school and the high school. Bus drivers, we've had bus monitors test positive. Again, our internal process is going really well. We will always put health and safety first, just as we talked about in the summertime when we were developing our plans to re-enter school. That's why, that's why we decided to move the high school this coming Thursday and Friday to full distance learning days, because we don't have the information back from the Department of Health yet on who needs to be quarantined. Like I just described, once we front load all this information to RIDO, they call us, they do the case investigating, and they tell us who needs to quarantine. Without that information, it's most reasonable and the safest thing to do is to have the people we believe are going to be possibly involved in potential close contacts, have them stay home and do distance learning for the day. The issue with the high school this week is that the people that are testing have tested positive, are involved in sports teams, other group type activities, as well as some of the teachers. So it's the cross connection of a lot of these cases that's made it too broad for our comfort at this point until we hear back from the Department of Health who needs to be quarantined. So that's why we went with distance learning for at least Thursday and Friday. Now, the issue the Department of Health is having is that they're very, very backlogged. As you see the cases in the state going up today, it was over 700 for yesterday. They're really struggling keeping up with the case investigating and contacting close contacts and telling people who needs to quarantine. So the only thing we can do is take this as it comes in terms of, again, health and safety will always be first. If we're not sure, if the Department of Health has not been in contact with the people we sent them as potential close contacts, then we're going to have to move to distance learning. So this is going to be very fluid. As at this point, that's where we stand with the high school, and we'll just see when we hear back from RIDO what it looks like to decide if we're going to do any further action at the high school or any other school. And again, I can't give enough credit to the people doing the work in the schools, because it's been all consuming. And again, on top of still trying to run their schools on a daily basis. So, and in terms of teaching and learning, we're not covering COVID crisis stuff. We still continue to work on the 3 instructional models to develop and improve, and they're evolving. Just a note about technology, and I noted this in my last parent update last weekend as well. We realized that we still need more Chromebooks. We realized there's still some people without them. They've been ordered for weeks. It's a national shortage of units. Jim Monty, to his credit, he's been on top of it weekly, getting updates. What are the ETAs for the units to come in? So we're on it, and as soon as we have them, we'll distribute them. And in the meantime, the technology department is doing a phenomenal job on putting back together broken machines, building new machines from broken machines, and building machines with parts from old machines. And again, in a small department. So there's just a couple of people doing this work, trying to support the district. So I have to give credit to the technology department under Jim Monty's leadership. Really, really doing a great job under very difficult circumstances. We have them ordered, we have it budgeted, we just can't get our hands on them. And again, it's because everybody in the country is looking for Chromebooks. So I just wanted to make sure you were aware of that and that we're on it. So that's really it. We're back in. Everybody's that's coming in that wants to be in is glad to be in, and everyone's settling into their models for the most part. Not that they're perfect, not that they're where they need to be yet, but they're evolving. But the COVID crisis are starting to surface. Louis?
Yeah, thanks, Karen. With respect to the computers, so do we have kids right now that should be learning that are not getting?
Oh, they're learning. Everybody's receiving instruction. Anybody who doesn't have a Chromebook, they're getting packets of material, hard copies of material. Every single student is engaged in instruction.
Okay, that's why I just wanted to know that for myself, but also anyone else that may potentially be watching. I want them to understand that because they don't have the technology at their fingertips at this particular moment doesn't mean that they're just forgotten about, Right.
Absolutely not. Most people that don't have a computer a Chromebook from the district have their own personal device or their smartphone that they're able to use. And we realize that's not ideal. That's not what we want. They need and they deserve a Chromebook.
Right. Sure.
And then in cases where people don't have one for some reason, we make sure that they get hard copies of any material.
Okay, great.
Thanks, Karen.
That was it, Steve. Thank you.
So as far as hard copies go, I know that you guys have your own, we have, well, not you guys, but we all have our little heroes that are delivering stuff all the time. But if you guys run short and need people to run stuff around, just throw me on that short list. I'll be glad to get stuff to the kids.
Thank you. So I'm glad you actually said that, because in the spring, as you know, we jumped into distance learning without a plan. Nobody in the state did. So we kind of, day by day got through. But this year, one of the things that we realized was that even if kids have Chromebooks, a lot of times they need other materials, math manipulatives, crayons, reading materials. So the district this year has still developing, a best plan for delivery home. And I want to give a shout out to the Teachers Alliance, who's offered to volunteer. Their teachers have often offered to volunteer to man some pickup stations at the schools after hours to, best suit family needs. So I want to thank them, and thank you, Louis.
Okay, no problem. I'm in.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
That's it, Steve.
All right, discussion. Number 12, discussion approval of the consent agenda. Open session minutes, October 14, 2020. Executive session minutes, October 14th, 2020. Payment of bills of $591,511.85. And home instruction plans.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion, seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Financial update. Is Joe with us?
Joe,
I am.
with Joe Spagna. Welcome back. We're so happy to see you.
Good evening, everybody. My report's going to be
You're
really,
not going to get that intro every meeting, Joe. So just
All right, great. Thanks. I need some music and some fanfare, though. It's not I have a very quick report. As of October 31st, we've utilized 20.1% of our FY21 budget. I have no issues within our amended budget. We're kind of staying within the parameters of our budget right now. We still have yet, just like I said last report, yet to receive any information on the FY21 state aid. Right now, we're month-to-month level funded at last year's levels. So hopefully, now that the election's over, we'll get some insight on whether we're going to really get any more state aid this year or not. And then, as you know, the school lunch deficit is nil. We have no deficit. It's free meals for everybody. It's actually they've actually extended it through the FY21 school year or till when funds run out, obviously. And unless anybody has any questions, that's really all I have for a report this evening.
Thank you, Joe.
Great. Thank you, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Number 14, discussion approval of the Rhode Island Department of Education Memorandum of Agreement for SBA COVID-19 Capital Fund.
Members of the school committee, I recommend that there be a discussion/approval of the Rhode Island Department of Education Memorandum of Agreement for SBA COVID-19 capital funds. And if you see the memo in your packet, essentially, this is additional funding that we have been awarded $73,141 to help support our facilities and ventilation and air purification needs, especially during the winter. in the warm weather, we've had the windows open, which has helped, but they realize in the wintertime that we're going to need extra support because we're not going to be able to keep all of the windows open all the time. So Kenny's done a great job working with the state and some other vendors to acquire air purifiers and some other things to support the ventilation systems.
Great. We have a motion to approve the funds.
Make a motion.
Motion
Second.
by second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And while I'm thinking of it, we're just going to need each member of the school committee to swing by the admin building to sign the MOA. So we can get that back off the ride. Thank you.
Sorry, Michelle. I think I was supposed to
Michelle.
a while ago.
Remind me.
You will, don't worry.
I will.
Thank you.
15, discussion approval, West Warwick Public Schools Elementary School Handbook 2020 to 2021.
Members of the school committee, I recommend that there be a discussion/approval of the West Warwick Public Schools Elementary School Handbook for 2020-2021. And as usual, the schools at different levels submit their handbooks yearly for updates, if there are any updates. And I want to give a shout out to Keith Remillard and all the elementary principals for their contributions to the work.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
16, approval of some maternity leaves, grade 2 teacher Greenbush.
Members of the school committee, I recommend that you approve the maternity request from a grade 2 teacher at Greenbush Elementary School.
We have a motion by Lou,
Second.
second by Joe. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then we also have a grade 3 teacher at Greenbush Elementary School.
Members of the school committee, I recommend that you approve the maternity leave request from a grade 3 teacher at Greenbush Elementary School.
Make a motion, and I hope all the babies come and everyone's happy.
Second.
I'll second.
Motion second, all in favor? Aye.
2020 babies. Ooh-wee.
17, acceptance of resignation for the purpose of a retirement social worker at the John F. Horgan Elementary School, effective January 9th, 2021.
Members of the school committee, it is with regret that I recommend that you accept the resignation for the purpose of retirement from Loretta Lyman, social worker at John F. Horgan Elementary School, effective January 9th, 2021. And if you know Lori Lyman at all, she is a wonderful woman, a huge asset to our district. She's been with us for 26 years in her role as a social worker, and she will be greatly missed. Her kind, gentle nature has been a blessing to many people, so we will miss her.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Another resignation, part-time second shift custodian, Greenbush Elementary School, effective October 16th, 2020.
Members of the school committee, I recommend that you accept the resignation from David Jones, part-time second shift custodian at Greenbush Elementary School, effective October 16th, 2020.
Make a motion.
Motion by Lou,
Second.
second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The last resignation, part-time teacher assistant, John F. Horgan Elementary School, effective November 12th, 2020.
Members of the school committee, I recommend that you accept the resignation of Chelsea Allard, part-time teacher assistant at John F. Horgan Elementary School, effective November 12th, 2020.
Make a
Make a
motion.
motion.
Motion,
Second.
seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Discussion approval, termination, full-time special education teacher assistant at John F. Deering Middle School.
Members of the school committee, I recommend that there be a discussion/approval of the termination of a full-time special education teacher assistant at John F. Deering Middle School.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Lou, second by Joe. Any discussion?
Nope.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Karen, you have a list of announcement of hires?
I do. We've got a few folks to announce as new hires. School social worker at Deering Middle School, Catherine Divers. General science biology teacher at West Warwick High School, Jennifer Pine. Reading specialist at Greenbush Elementary School, Lisa Lukowitz. Grade 4 long-term substitute teacher at Horgan, Nicole Mello. Grade 7 lead teacher at Deering, Melissa Magera. Part-time special ed teacher assistant, self-contained inclusion building floater at Wakefield Hills, Jillian Preble. Part-time bus monitor for bus 13, Frank Flegel. And part-time bus monitor for bus number 6, Carol Butterfield. So welcome to all.
Congratulations,
Welcome, everybody.
guys. Welcome.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Audience of citizens, I'm not sure if there's anybody that's, how we do this. I've kind of lost track. Can they talk or do they just put up a post?
Usually
I think Jim will know.
There was none?
anybody.
All right. By hearing that, can we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Adjourn.
Great. Guys, stay safe, everyone.
Second,
Thank
all in
everybody.
favor? Aye. Thank you.
Have a good
Bye.
night.
Thank
you. Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Thanks,
Stop by
everybody.
and sign
Thank you.
my show.
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.